equipment, because this is either the string or I am doing a consistent connection thing incorrectly with these devices. I'm going to blame error first. And there we go. And see if now I could get this to do what I want. Because I'm thinking really it's error. But I mean, that was just so messed up how badly those last two came out. So I'm going to just read directly. I'm going to stop being so damn cheeky. Go straight to it. We're at 11:02. Okay. The Brit Ha Biryonim, or in Hebrew, the Strongmen Alliance of Thugs, was a clandestine self-declared fascist faction of the revisionist Zionist movement in Mandatory Palestine, active between 1930 by the trio Abba Ahimer, Uri Greenberg, and Yehoshua Yavin. The 1929 Arab riots and the Haganah's inability to successfully prevent the 1929 Hebron massacre and the Safed massacre led to the creation of the first militant organization characterized by its complete disassociation from the existing Zionist establishment dominated by the labor Zionist movement, LINC. The ideology. The organization's official ideology was revisionist maximalism, which was modeled upon Italian fascism. It sought to create a fascist corporatist state. It is also influenced by the Canaanite ideology of Yonatan Rakosh and the theories of Oswald Spengler in The Decline of the West from 1918, LINC. It called for the Zionist revisionist movement, ZRM, to adopt the fascist principles of the regime of Benito Mussolini in Italy, to create an integralist, pure nationalism among Jews. Revisionist maximalism rejects communism, humanism, internationalism, liberalism, pacifism, and socialism. Condemned liberal Zionists, revisionist maximalism's minimal goals were presented in 1932, where Ahimer officially called for the leadership of the Zionist revisionist movement to be redesigned into the form of a dictator. Interesting. Okay. And wonder how it is. Oh, there we go. Suddenly it's back. All right. On anti-Semitism, the movement psychology, conquer or die. Members of Brit Ha Biryonim carried out several operations, including demonstrations against visiting British dignitaries, rallied against British arrest and deportation to Europe of Jewish refugees who overstayed their tourist visas, attempts to interrupt a census conducted by the British, and other illegal activities intended as public provocations, such as blowing the shofar at the Western Wall, forbidden to Jews at the time, and removing the Nazi flags from two general consulates. In 1933, the British Mandatory Authority arrested several members, including Ahimer, charged them with the murder of Chaim Orlosorov. Though acquitted in the charges in 1934, the trial tarnished the group's reputation and led to its isolation by former political supporters among the Jewish populace and eventually to its demise. All right. So we'll see if it actually gets to work properly on the action, because I'm looking something up. This machine's just not powerful enough for this. There we go. 13th Waffen Mountain Division of the SS Handschar, 1st Croatian. The 13th Waffen Mountain Division of the SS Handschar, 1st Croatian, was a mountain infantry division of the SS, an armed branch of the German Nazi Party that served alongside but was never formally part of the Wehrmacht during World War II. At the post-war Nuremberg trials, the Waffen SS was declared to be a criminal. From March to December 1944, the division fought a counterinsurgency campaign against communist-led Yugoslav partisan resistance forces in the independent state of Croatia. Boy, I just had the most unstable, hard connection possible. Hey, please put if it's buffering. I need to know if it's buffering. I really, yeah, it's still choppy. Okay, that's what I thought. This is just in now. And I'm finding this interesting that there's certain subjects I bring up and it just goes full choppy mode. Is in the state of Croatia, a fascist puppet state of Germany that encompassed almost all of modern-day Croatia, all of modern-day Bosnia and Herzegovina, as well as parts of Serbia. In the Shar, Bosnian Hanzar, after a local fighting knife or sword carried by Ottoman policemen during the centuries that the region was part of the Ottoman Empire. It was the first non-Germanic Waffen-SS division, and its formation marked the expansion of the Waffen-SS into a multi-ethnic military force composed of Bosnian Muslims, mostly ethnic Bosniaks, with some Catholic Croat soldiers, and mostly German and Yugoslav Volk ethnic German officers and non-commissioned officers. It took an oath of allegiance to both Adolf Hitler and the Croatian leader Ante Pavelić. The division fought briefly in Sirmia region north of the Sava River prior to crossing into northeastern Bosnia. After crossing the Sava, it established, let's see, sweet, excellent, and really, please, as soon as it goes choppy, put something, tell me in the chat, because I'm finding it very interesting. I'm trying to test whether I'm doing this in a way that's messing it up, or if every once in a while you say certain words, it suddenly is like, oh, you don't have a connection anymore. It also fought outside the security zone on several occasions and earned a reputation for brutality committed against Serb civilians. In late 1944, oh, there we go. Huh, okay. And in late 1944, parts of the division were transferred briefly to Zagreb area, after which the non-German moved the Baranja region, where it fought against the Red Army and Bulgarians to Bosnia. The rest retreated further west. Okay, it's telling me once, okay, back to stability. The rest retreated further west, hoping to surrender to the Western Allies. Most of the remaining members, prisoners of the British Army. Subsequently, 38 officers were executed. Hundreds of former members of the division fought in the 1947 mandatory Palestine. Stability is bad. All right. And 1948, yep, there we go. Interesting. Once you start reading about the history of that, terrible, and it's just always buffering. But yeah, I know, totally, dude, totally. It's the weirdest coincidence, the weirdest. So let's just go for the jugular, shall we? This whole deal was brought up because I saw on BitChute a thing about the Young Turks, about Hassan Piker talking about Nick Fuentes. And I just thought it was kind of funny that, of all people, to be bringing up something like coercive groups and fascism, that it would be, it'd be some Turkish immigrant who is obviously some big historical big brain. And so, in looking it up, I found this gem: Republic of Turkey, first fascist state in history. Let's see. Oh no, okay, all right, they're not getting me yet. The republics of Armenia and Turkey. Okay, let's just go to it because it went through. All right. The West has traditionally portrayed the Republic of Turkey, which emerged from the Ottoman Empire, as a secular democratic Muslim state, even though this cliche is being persistently circulated in Western media and often uttered by our American and European officials. It is far from reality. Unfortunately, Armenia has not yet dared to offer its own assessment of modern Turkish statehood and tacitly put up with the aforementioned international narrative. This kept suffering so bad. In reality, one of the consequences of the Armenian genocide was the creation of that state's periphery. The Republic of Turkey had all the core, was formerly himself. Oh, there we go. I said the magic word. I said Ataturk, because apparently you're not supposed to even say that. Body of Committee of Union and Progress. The political organizations of murderous young Turks. One power, Ataturk and the Kemalists. I think about the kind of fun Kemalists. Oh well. Not only continued the Armenian genocide, but directed their tested policies of extermination of an entire people, Greeks and other ethnic minorities. In eastern Armenia alone, the Kemalists destroyed 200,000 Armenians in 1920-21. In Smyrna, 100,000 Greeks in Armenia, September 22. In the Black Sea regions, about 300,000 Pontian. All right, will do. And what a name! I like that. Okay, they also continued the genocide against Armenians, of whom about 500,000 were annihilated by Turkish forces from 1915 through 23. Deportations, mass exterminations, political and cultural repressions against the Kurds, the second largest ethnic group in modern, and immediately after the Armenian genocide, continued to this day. All Kurdish attempts to protect their basic national and human 1937. In 1980s and 1990s, unstable connection. More than 1 million Kurds were deported to large cities. During these deportations, according to various estimates, 2,000 to 3,000 Kurdish villages were destroyed. Turkish chauvinism was legislatively approved in the Constitution of 1937 under the auspicious name of nationalism, milliyetçilik, openly aiming to assimilate non-Turkic ethnic groups and legally identifying them as Turks, although later the Turkish nationalism from chauvinistic nature and discipline of Holocaust and genocide studies identifies the denial of genocide as an extension of genocidal policies. Gregory Stanton, former president of the International Association of Genocide Scholars, emphasizes that denial is the first stage of genocide. It is a continuing attempt to destroy the victim group psychologically and culturally, to deny its members even the memory of the murdered relatives. This is what the Turkish government today is doing to Armenians of the world. Elie Wiesel, the famous Holocaust survivor and political activist, has repeatedly called Turkey's 90-year-old campaign to cover up the Armenian genocide a double killing, since it strives to kill the memory of the original atrocities. The Armenian government should have assessed Turkish denialism in similar and even graver terms, but to this date it has failed to do so for no apparent reason. In contemporary democratic Germany, it is simply impossible to imagine a street or institution named in honor of any of the leaders of the Third Reich. Indeed, it is legally prohibited. Meanwhile, in democratic Turkey, leaders of the CUP, i.e. the criminal organizers and perpetrators of the Armenian genocide, are openly glorified. For example, a district in Istanbul, few avenues and streets, in different parts of Istanbul, Boulevard Ankara and streets, in different parts of Istanbul, Boulevard Ankara, Konya are all named after Talat Pasha, Minister of the Interior and, in 1917 through 18, Grand Vizier of the Ottoman Empire, who personally orchestrated the Armenian genocide. Penal Code, insulting Turkishness, in 2008 changed to insulting the Turkish nation. This law, among other things, makes the recognition of the Armenian genocide a crime. About 50 trials have been held based on this article. Totalitarianism. Up to the late 1940s. Let's see. It's buffering. All right, American Dystopia live stream that later. I will find you on that channel. Don't worry. I'll go to it right away. See if I open up another window, who's up in my horribly unstable, completely all hard connected connection here, and it's still unstable. This is amazing. Amazing. All right. No. Okay. Well, there we go. Now, all right. End stream, because this is too much of a coincidence going on here. And also, I might have to get one of those Gato things to help buffer, because that, I mean, if that doesn't work, then definitely we know what's up. All right. I'll see you on your channel.